provide Ms. Nancy with all the information. Like I said, we did charge him with criminal damage to government property, so therefore he will go to Superior Court on that. A lot of the cases that I've dealt with in the past, they will order a restitution, so that can be part of his probation or restitution. So the only other thing I want to mention is when we do this, we need to go try to get even though we're buying a cheaper vehicle to replace it, we need to try to get as much of our cost of the vehicle that's total from the insurance company, even though we're replacing it with something cheaper. I appreciate your time.
On the criminal charges, Superior Court,
Yes,
you would let the assistant DA know that we would like.
Yes, sir, we will. I'm actually getting the paperwork with all the quotes together because the district attorney needs that for the criminal proceedings. Yes, sir. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Can you give us an update, just email or something, so we'll know what's next?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We'll do that. We'll keep you advised on the case.
We got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor?
For probation, we needed to pick up the litter.
We'll work on that other deal. We will. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Appreciate it. Anything else, Greg?
I'm finished, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Taylor.
Yes, sir. There are two items I have. One is the GEMA statewide mutual aid agreement. And of course, as you well know from past years, GEMA is our statewide Georgia Emergency Management Agency. And they have developed a plan for the various entities, local governments, to agree to provide mutual assistance to each other in the event of some real disastrous events and emergencies. This agreement is very similar to what you've done in the past. It will renew this until the 2020, and these are, I think, 4-year agreements. But if you've looked at it, a participating party is either a municipality or a county in Georgia that approves the agreement. And the purpose, if you look at Article 2, the purpose of the agreement was to provide a framework for mutual assistance in managing emergency or disaster within any political subdivision. And it identifies those people that are the entities that are willing to act and to help. The agreement provides also for, if another county says, look, we have a tornado's coming here, we need it torn us up, we need some help, and we provide help to them, then there is some extended immunity that has been granted by state statute to the parties that help out. And then also you think, well, what if I go out and help them and we spend a whole lot of money helping another local entity out? Is that where we out the money? But if you look under Article 7, there's a reimbursement, and the requesting party shall be liable for the loss and damage to any of your equipment, and also they're also liable to pay for all of your personnel and your cost, labor cost, equipment, material, and meals and lodging in the event that you go help another one out. And consequently, the same thing, if something happens here, and we you ask for assistance because of a disaster, then and other entities come in to do it, then it's mutual. But this is, I think, a very good, a very well reasoned agreement to provide this network for disasters and things that happened. And we had one here when the tornado came through a few years ago. I don't think we got to the point of having to need any assistance, but very well we could have. So I recommend this to you for adoption.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve.
Motion and a second. Discussion. All in favor, signify by raising your hand. Motion carried. All right, Georgia Power.
Yes, sir. This is the Georgia Power easement that encroachment agreement will allow Harris County to cross over the Georgia Power property down next to the water treatment plant down off of Bartley Road. The treatment plant, as you know, is on Bartley Road, and then the piece right, I guess, to the east of it goes down is owned by Georgia Power. And what this would do would be to Georgia Power would allow you temporarily to cross that property, and it's 100 feet in width, to have access from the water plant back to the borrow site. And if you looked on your materials, you'll see the borrow site. That is a site that we have under consideration of purchasing from, hopefully purchasing from the Saunders or Alexander Brothers actually owns the property. But it is a timber site, and so that the line would be, and this would be temporary. The idea is that once, if you are able to acquire the site from Alexander Brothers, on your map it says borrow site, you'd be taking dirt from there and hauling it back across this 100-foot right-of-way across the Georgia Power plant property to the water treatment plant for the improvements that you're making there. It'll be temporary only, and there will not be any permanent easement across there. There's some other issues that we talked about earlier about getting access to the property that you have under consideration for purchasing for this. And this is also, with this agreement, is of course contingent on you acquiring the Saunders property, the Alexander Brothers property, to be able to get the dirt off the borrow site and carry it across. I asked the question why we buying this piece, or talking about buying this piece of property, to haul dirt off of it. Well, the amount of dirt that has to get hauled over there is what, some 200 truckloads?
About, it's between 400 and 500.
400 and 500 truckloads of dirt that has to be, brought in from somewhere, and we can get it off of this site, by buying the site probably cheaper than we can, and hauling it across here than we can buying it somewhere else, having it hauled down Bartley Road and then tearing Bartley Road up. So that's the whole idea behind this, is to do this. But this will be contingent upon you authorizing the closing of, in the purchase of the Saunders property, where the borrow site would be.
One question.
All right.
You said there would be no permanent,
Not across this.
but we've talked about the utilities.
Yeah.
Is that included as part of this?
No, it's not included in this.
So that would be a separate thing?
Yes, we'll have to identify that, and then they would, we're looking at a possible easement down Georgia Power's east property line to get to it. It would. And part of the problem is up on the road, Georgia Power has just a pretty narrow strip right next to our water plant, and then right next to some property that the Saunders have bought. It's a fairly narrow strip, but they have a gate there that is limited, and it limits the access. It's just not a gate for cows. I mean, you have to. It's an electronic gate. It limits access down to where I think is the dam, and so they are very, very concerned and protective about that. To move the gate is going to cost some $80,000 to $100,000. So it's we're in kind of a difficult position, but they're working with us. But we'll also want to have a utility easement be for underground to run a water line from there to the borrow site. And in the borrow site, they'll be able to put some holding ponds, and then you can run it back under there. So we'll have that easement to Georgia Power, which from Georgia Power to us after this one is gone, and then another one, and then we're looking at some type of easement with the Saunders, so that you're not buying a piece of landlocked property. So I recommend this to you, so having said all that.
John, it does say
temporary.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have a time limit, so I
No.
guess we have all the time we need.
Right. You know, and of course, once we get started, we're gonna have to go because we gotta get started on the project, or, as we explained, Matt explained, because of the money. And the sooner we get it gone, and the sooner we'll be able to start producing more water and start ourselves to stop by it for Columbus.
So we have an incentive to get it done.
Yes, yes, there is some incentives to get it done.
All right, I'll entertain a motion.
I move that we approve this encroachment agreement for easement with Georgia Power.
Second.
Yeah, and contingent on us acquiring the bar site.
Yes.
Yes, you second that, yes, okay. All right, any discussion? All right, all in favor, please signify by raising your hand. Motion carries. All right, anything else, John?
Yes, sir, I have need for a very, very brief executive session for the purposes of written opinion or possible litigation.
And I'd like to add to that property.
And I would like to add to that personnel.
Okay.
So there went our brief session.
We hit the trifecta.
Yeah, not,
All right, make that motion, we have a second.
Second.
All in favor? All right.
I thought the preparation was needed to get the votes. I wish I was the county commissioner did.